Here we are in Jombe, Cameroon, where vast banana plantations are stretching out below these hills. Dr. Moise Kwa works here at the African Research Center on Banana and Plantain. 20 years ago, Dr. Kwa, an agronomist, achieved a technological breakthrough in the production of plantain. Known as the PEEF technique, that is to say seedlings from stem fragments, this well-tried horticultural technique has a great story for those who have an interest in farming or who seek to invest in the sector.
Il s'est toujours posé le problème de matériel végétal pour le bananier plantain.
There has always been a lack of plantain seedlings. In this context, research has attempted to provide intermediate solutions which remained inadequate in terms of meeting the needs of farmers. Then, as part of my PhD thesis, I developed a new technique to generate effective and sufficient materials to meet those needs.
De produire rapidement et abondamment du matériel pour pouvoir couvrir ses besoins.
Through perseverance and one thing leading to another, he eventually developed a protocol that has enabled to produce enough seedlings of plantain to meet the needs of producers. According to Dr. Kwa, the technique is easy to grasp and affordable because it is user-friendly for both educated or uneducated farmers. However, its use requires observance of stringent preparatory and active phases.
Bien, donc la technique elle-même, elle a été baptisée PEEF.
The technique itself was dubbed PEEF, that is to say, seedlings from stem fragments. As soon as we have the corms, first of all, we trim them by removing the skin. I mean, by peeling off the outer layer with a kitchen knife according to standard norms. To remove the outer layer of the corm, which may host nematodes and weevils, we peel it like yams or like macabo cocoa yams, without cutting it deep into the flesh.
Après donc la phase de parage, il y a une deuxième phase qui va suivre, une deuxième étape.
After the trimming phase comes the second step, that is to say, the husking, which consists in removing a couple of upper stratum of the corm by pruning off 2 to 5 leaves. After that, we will have left some space where new buds will sprout out. Then, the corm can be kept 48 hours on average, or up to 36 or 72 hours.
After this deadline, the farmer collects the materials. According to Dr. Kwa, it is important to keep the materials in a protected area, preferably on a shelf with adequate airflow. And after 48 hours on average, the farmer can collect their materials to proceed with the work.
Les étapes qui vont suivre.
The next steps will enable us to eventually get what is called an explant with incisions, because the result of the first phase is known as corm explant. Eventually, we'll get an explant ready to be introduced in a propagator, meaning an environment prepared for this purpose. At this stage, it's important to remember that for the technique to be effective, one must prepare a seedbed to multiply the seedlings. But one should also prepare a structure like this one, known as shady area, which can be made with makeshift local materials. These ones are drying materials. The most important thing is to dim the sunlight in order to reduce its adverse effects on the seedlings. That's all you need to keep the work going.
Since the inception of this technique, much progress has been made, especially with respect to plantain seedlings development. The method has aroused a real interest not only among traditional producers, but also with this pharmacist who has become a plantain producer.
Quand je regarde, ça fait d'abord une fierté.
Just by looking, I'm very proud of my plantation because I believe if things keep going on well, the future shall be bright for me.
Souris.
The success of the PEEF technique has gone far beyond the borders of Cameroon. Thanks to technology transfer upheld by WAP, the West African Agricultural Productivity Program, Ivorian farmers now have access to the PEEF technique. For them, the difficulties they faced regarding plantain seedlings production now belong to the past.
C'est un atout. Je peux même applaudir. Dire que
This is a great asset. Let me clap my hands and say that thanks to WAP, Côte d'Ivoire will achieve self-sufficiency in plantain supply, which shall no more be a luxury food. This will be a shot in the arm for food self-sufficiency in Côte d'Ivoire.
aujourd'hui, vous voyez lorsque
When I wake up in the morning and I see these seedlings, I am very happy because WAP Côte d'Ivoire has taught me something fabulous. As you can see, the beauty of the seedlings speaks louder than words. They are ready to be carried to the farm.
La méthode du PIF est vraiment la méthode la meilleure.
The PIF technique is the best because not only it enables us to quickly have seedlings, but also healthy ones. Next week, for instance, we will get about 10,000 seedlings because the quantities keep increasing. Actually, the first time we got 4,000, and the second time we got 8,000 seedlings, and for the third time we are expecting 10,000. So this technique is definitely profitable insofar as it helps us create more jobs, not only for those who are already working with us, but also it enables me as an entrepreneur to generate more money that I can invest in other projects or plow back to expand the business. At this stage, I have 13 propagators, and if I add this bigger propagator, it will add up to 17 propagators. My aim is to develop 30 propagators.
The PIF technique is highly appreciated by many stakeholders operating in the area of plantain production. At a market price of 250 francs, the business is profitable indeed.
à partir d'un
A
régime,
single seedling can be multiplied to produce from 10 to 20 or up to 100 seedlings in vivo. In vivo seedlings are the plantain seedlings you can see in the bags over there, and these are healthy seedlings with no disease.
avant même le projet, pour avoir un rejet, il fallait d'abord planter.
Before the project, one had to plant the seedling first, and then it will grow through its full life cycle. Sometimes it will take about 2 years for the Essong or French giant variety to complete its cycle, and we could only get a seedling after the harvest, and the reproduction rate was very, very low. For example, for the Essong of French giant varieties, we will get an average of 3 seedlings during a period of about 2 years. Today, thanks to the PIF technique, you have about 200 seedlings per explant, and in 3 months on average. As you can see, it's very fast, extremely innovative, and what enables us to smoothly move towards what we may call the heydays of plantains from a technical perspective.
Les plantains sur le plan technique.
The success of the PIF technique is definitely ascribable to the use of propagators that can be made of various materials. The propagator is also very affordable. Depending on the type of materials used, the propagator can cost between 25,000 and 100,000 francs CFA or more. The seedlings are developed in these propagators. Actually, the propagator contains 2 to 3 cm thick sawdust substrate which facilitates the development of shoots. The propagator and the greenhouse are built under a shade house which reduces the light by 50%. According to Dr. Côte, these environments are created to support the growth of explants. Thanks to the suitable environment, the explants will react by producing shoots.
Tout ce que nous avons fait avant, c'était pour conditionner l'explant pour qu'il réagisse.
All we have done is to create the conditions for the explant to grow. And since it is in an appropriate environment, the suckers will sprout up. So, following the same process, within 30 to 40 days, under normal conditions, we'll go back to the propagator to remove the explant and continue the work.
Les explants pour pouvoir les retravailler. Donc on va procéder à ce qu'on appelle.
We'll start by performing a first-hand separation, and then we'll perform what is technically called a reactivation of bigger buds, which are laden with a huge potential.
D'un gros potentiel. Tous les bourgeons potentiels vont s'exprimer.
All the potential buds will grow, and the reactivated new buds on the explants will grow. That's how you get these clumps of seedlings that are formed on the explant, and it is on these clumps of seedlings that we regularly perform what is referred to as the separation. And when these seedlings are pricked out, they will grow between 8 to 10 weeks, when they will be ready to be carried to the plantation.
Ils ont 8 à 10 semaines et elles sont prêtes pour aller au champ.
The PIF technique is undoubtedly a great technological breakthrough that has brought about significant progress in plantain farming. It is also a great source of business opportunity for producers, given the huge financial benefits it offers.
Nous avons créé les 12 hectares et la population, nous avons tellement de commandes que
We have created 12 hectares and we have received so many orders that we had to sign contracts to produce using the PIF technique because people already know the value and reputation of the seedlings produced through the PIF technique. Before the project, we produced over 8,336 seedlings, and the Plantain Development Program would buy them on credit and pay us with vouchers. But thanks to the project, we have been taught how to develop plantain seedlings using the PIF technique, but also how to create and manage plantain farms. Last year, we produced 15,000 and sold 5,000, and this year, we have produced 10,000 and 5,000 are already sold, still using the PIF technique.
l'engouement des gens.
The enthusiasm among the population with respect to the plantain sector is mainly due to the performance. Last time we had produced 46,000 seedlings in these 4 propagators. We had transplanted 20,000 seedlings and sold 26,000 of the seedlings. And that's why many people are joining plantain farming. As you know, people only replicate what is successful.
In addition, various training sessions have been delivered to many stakeholders, including students who want to launch a business in agriculture. The PIF technique has even become a course module at the Bafang College of Agriculture in Cameroon. The numerous success opportunities offered by this technology have encouraged many young people who may have doubts about agriculture to definitely embrace the sector.
Je suis étudiante à l'école technique d'agriculture de Bafang.
I'm a second-year student at the Bafang College of Agriculture. The PIF technique is very good. I was trained during different internships. During the first internship, we visited a site where the PIF technique is applied, and I realized that it is very easy to put into practice, because with very few combs, we can develop many seedlings in a short period of time and develop them on large surfaces.
En un peu de temps et s'y lancer sur une très grande superficie.
Je suis en voie de dire que je maîtrise
Now I can say that I master the plantain seedlings multiplication using the PIF technique. I believe that in the long run, with the opportunities ahead, I will further improve my capacities. I am confident success is within reach.
Usually, women don't like farming because they think this sector is demeaning and should be left to all the men and women. But I want to encourage them to embrace farming, and they will never regret it.
The inception of the PIF technique has facilitated the development of several potential sources of employment. Many trades relating to the production of nursery bags, supply of sand, sawdust, organic matter, and the processing of final products are all income-generating activities that can attract dozens or even hundreds of young producers in the different subsectors of the industry in each region of the country.
Aujourd'hui, avec la plateforme, il y a beaucoup de métiers qui sont développés.
Today, thanks to the platform, many trades have developed. Many men, women, young people, retirees have invested in the sector, and even political leaders have invested in the sector. So, in a nutshell, the PIF technique has come to help create jobs and reduce unemployment.
Beaucoup d'emplois. Mettons-nous au travail.
It's high time we started working. Let's do like what people in the West did with their wheat. Let's stop consuming things that we don't produce and start consuming what we're producing. We must stop learning useless things and start learning simple life-transforming things. I want to call on our young people to join in so that we can make these small steps together. The mice may even eat away at your degrees, but you don't need high degrees to learn simple techniques like the PIF. You can learn that easily and pass it on to your children and grandchildren. Let's become professionals of things that we can do easily. We must learn things that enable us to be useful to our society, but not to travel abroad or go and pack like rats in Douala or to become illegal migrants abroad. Let's stay and work here because there is no place like home and we are better off here.
Mieux ailleurs que chez soi.
The PIF technique is part of the major breakthroughs of scientific research supported by WAP. It is the flagship program of the Western Central African Council for Agricultural Research and Development. With the support of the IDB, the Islamic Development Bank, the program aimed at promoting technologies generated by the NCSEs, the national centers of specialization of 9 countries, namely Ghana, Mali, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Niger, Benin and Sierra Leone, and creating jobs for young people and generating many technologies which are being disseminated in the various CORAF member countries.